Sanctions and freezing the assets of the Gaddafi family. Oil production is reportedly down a quarter, with 400,000 fewer barrels being pumped each day. European and Chinese oil firms are pulling out their staff and halting some output. At least 26 nations have also begun efforts to get their citizens out of Libya and to safety. A military Hercules aircraft is en route to Tripoli now to collect British citizens. And Turkey says it's mounted the biggest evacuation effort in its history. Charles Stratford has more on events in Libya.
Their hands are bound behind their backs, weapons and ammunition strewn among them. Libyan authorities say these men tried to overthrow the Gaddafi government. Some of the men are moving. The pictures aired on Libyan state TV. In another clip, a man describes what he says are weapons seized from an Algerian national who entered the country with the aim of assassinating officials. The authorities say these are Egyptian passports, seized along with mobile phones and CDs. A man describes information which he says was found on the CDs, detailing instructions about sabotage. Minutes later, more men appear on camera in what seems to be heavily edited segments of taped confessions. This man says he broke into an army base and stole Kalashnikovs. An official from the Popular Committees for General Security says all weapons stolen must be returned.
We are calling on anyone who took weapons must return them to the popular social committees in their areas. No legal action will be taken against those who return the weapons and regret taking them.
Pictures like this serve to demonstrate the standoff that's now holding in Libya. The people of the uprising say victory will be theirs. This is the town of Misrata in western Libya, which has reportedly fallen to the opposition. If these pictures are accurate, then they would seem to bear that out. The international media is now beginning to find its way into Libya. These pictures show pro-democracy supporters celebrating their control of the city of Benghazi, but interpreting the direction events are heading in remains as difficult for people in the country as it does for the outside world. This video purports to show the aftermath of fighting on the streets of Tripoli between pro and anti-Gaddafi forces. It's been widely reported from the capital in Benghazi that gangs of yellow-hatted militia have been given free rein to move house to house in the hunt for the opposition. Gaddafi's tactics have enraged even those who know him well.
He's using mercenaries, not because he wants to use them, because he cannot use the army. He cannot use the armed forces of Libya because they are Libyans and they are faithful and honest people. They will not kill themselves, because killing their cousins and uncles and friends, it means that they are killing themselves. So he doesn't trust them. He doesn't trust even his own guard.
Video emerges all the time showing chaos and the danger which protesters often run headlong into. Here, for instance, there seem to be snipers on the roof of a building opposite. A small crack is heard and a man goes down, shot in the groin. Another rumour, again unverifiable unless it happens, is that Gaddafi has threatened to blow up his oil pipelines, which would bring havoc to the country already beset by poverty and would have ramifications on oil prices across the world. Charles Stratford, AlJazeera.
Meanwhile, a Libyan general told AlJazeera on Wednesday that an Air Force pilot refused to bomb protesters in Benghazi. AlJazeera has obtained these exclusive pictures of the wreckage of the Russian-made Seacoast 22 that crashed near the town of Ajdabiya, east of Benghazi. The pilots and the co-pilot both ejected the plane after refusing to carry out orders to bomb civilians in the city. Thousands of people are leaving Libya to escape the violence. Some have been arriving back in the Algerian capital to be met by their families. They brought with them eyewitness accounts of the chaos in Libya.
There were bullets in the early evening everywhere. You could see it with your own eyes. If you go out, you would be killed. Even if you looked through the window, you'd be killed. We've hardly eaten anything over the last week. Thank God we made it back to Algeria. It's a blessing.
There were so many people, and I can't describe what it was like in Libya. So many foreigners were there, and suddenly everything came to an end. There was no one left there. We stayed alone, but we were so scared we had to stay in and not go out.
I feel like crying. I'm so happy to be back in Algeria. Thank God I escaped the carnage. Did you see Baghdad? It was just like being in Baghdad. They saw planes, helicopters, people screaming, women slaughtering people. There were about 60 dead people in the green square in the centre of Tripoli. These 60 people were slaughtered. Buildings, hotels, the Justice Ministry, they were burned down. We were just working there, trying to make a living. Thank God our president, bless him, has helped us. It took us 4 days to get to the airport. You need too many papers to leave the country.
Thousands of Libyans have also been flocking to the border with Egypt. Al Jazeera's Jamal Shayal is in the town of Sidi Barani, just inside Egypt, and is on the phone now. Jamal, how much of movement are you witnessing?
Well, Imran, it has been in the tens of thousands now over the past 48 hours or more. Literally, people coming with anything they can carry in terms of possessions. Obviously, a lot of these people who've been fleeing these Egyptian nationals have only had a few hours to try and gather whatever they could, and a lot of them are lower class of the kind of wage sector, so a lot of them are laborers, and they go there to try and build a life for them, and a lot of them have been saying essentially that that life has been destroyed for them because they have been forced to leave a lot of their possessions, a lot of their savings there, and at the same time have only been able to gather with them very few things.
Jamal, what awaits them in Sidi Barani?
Well, as they come into the border area in Saloum, there is a few mobile hospitals that have been set up by the Egyptian government and by the military. But a lot of these people aren't injured. They are the Egyptians who've been hiding essentially for the past few days, as all the foreign nationals we're hearing have been doing inside Libya and have managed to escape. They do come, though, with a lot of horrific tales of what is going on to the Libyans inside the country, although several people have told me that Egyptians they know have been personally attacked and in some instances even killed. One person had asked me to try and broadcast names of people that he said were killed in case his family in Upper Egypt could hear. He was saying 3 Egyptians that worked with him were killed in the first days of the violence. So there are cases, according to the witnesses that are coming through, or according to the people, that it is not only the Libyans who have been at the brunt of Gaddafi's violent attacks, as they put it. However, because of the difficulties of trying to get in and trying to depict what exactly is going on, it's hard for us to broadcast those.
Jamal, thanks for painting that picture for us from the Egyptian side of the border with Libya. Jamal Shayal there. Now, US President Barack Obama has condemned the violence in Libya. In a strongly worded statement, Obama said the Libyan government must be held responsible for failing to respect the rights of its people.
The suffering and bloodshed is outrageous.